Good morning. This video is for my ladies in domestic violence relationships. So, I'm going to be real with you right now. Normally, I think of 1,000 things that I want to say before I make my videos, and then I freeze. So, I'm going to try not to do that in this one. What if I were to tell you that the grass is really greener on the other side? That saying, it's green where you water it, is sometimes true and sometimes not. It's actually 50-50% chance that it's a true statement and a 50% chance that it's the farthest thing from it. A domestic violence, any kind of emotional, mental, sexual, financial, violent, abusive relationship is not pretty where you water it. You can water it all day. You can sit out there with your little bucket and water that grass and sprinkle it, and put seed grass on it, and do whatever you do. You can get up every morning and do your makeup and look pretty. You can get in shape and be back to your pre-baby weight. You can do your hair and buy fancy clothes and go tanning and you name it, and cater to him and do everything that you can to try and win his love back. But if he doesn't treat you right at your lowest, he's not the man for you. If he doesn't treat you right just because he doesn't want to, then he just doesn't value you and he just doesn't care to. And that's the reality of it. What if I were to tell you that the grass is greener on the other side? That the grass is greener moving on? That it is hard to leave the grass that is known, the grass that you watered for so long, the grass, the territory that belonged to you, the territory that was so meaningful to you, that person that you invested so much into. I get it, right? Like, we all don't want to let go of that investment for somebody else. Okay. Like, I get it. We don't want someone else coming in and taking what we feel is ours, right? We don't want to put in all this hard work just for somebody to come in and it be so easy for her. It's a rare occasion, honestly. Normally, a tiger never changes their stripes. It would take a lot of therapy and a lot of self for them to actually accept who they are on the inside. But what if I were to tell you that once you escaped and got away, that you would actually be safe, that you wouldn't have to walk on eggshells, that you wouldn't fear the day-to-day mess, that you wouldn't have to fear how they were going to come home, the moods that they were going to be in? Were they going to be a jerk? Were they going to be sweet? Were they going to be, were they going to gaslight you? Were they going to make you feel so romantic and, oh, I missed you, and be lovey-dovey? Take you on that high up and down roller coaster, that miserable roller coaster. What if I were to tell you that there's somebody out there that every day that they walk through that door, they missed you? And that they truly have your best interests at heart. You can be with somebody for 20 years. Now that saying is true. Who could interests at heart and be with somebody for 20 months that truly loved you more than that person of 20 years? Financially, it's not going to be easy. Financially, it's going to be the hardest, and emotionally. It's going to feel like death. It's going to feel at first like death, like you're mourning the person that you once loved, the person that they once were. Because at one point, they were exactly who we wanted them to be. But somewhere along the lines, they got comfortable and they no longer respected our boundaries. They no longer respected what we had to say. They no longer cared about what we wanted and what we desired and what we told them that we needed from them. Hey, don't call me names. Hey, I don't deserve that. Hey, look at me and have some respect for me. Any of those boundaries. But you're not going to remember all that as you're leaving. You're going to remember the beauty of that relationship that existed. All the good. Unfortunately, that's what your brain is going to do. It's going to produce all this serotonin, and you're just gonna be like, oh, just please, let's fix this, just one more chance, just one more time. Well, that's one more time that they're gonna disrespect you. That's one more time that they're not gonna take you seriously. That's one more time that you're gonna forgive them, and they're not gonna make a single difference in their life. They're not gonna do therapy because they haven't already, or if they have, they didn't keep up with it. Because if they did, you'd not be on this page, and you wouldn't be watching this video if it did not pertain to you. So what if I were to tell you that sure, you're going to go through very, very, very lows, but once you come out of those lows, let me tell you this. I was more low when I was in that relationship. I drink bleach, okay? This is humiliating to even say. I wanted to die. I used to beg God to kill me, to take me out of my misery. And I was a mother of 2 small babies. And I was so in my head and wrapped up in this warped, horrific relationship that I wanted to die that bad. But the thought of leaving him felt like death too. But once that month passed, it got easier and easier and easier. They say after 1 month, things become easier, that things become a habit, right? Like working out. It's hard the first month. Stop smoking cigarettes. After the first month, it becomes easier, less temptation. Same with drinking and any kind of addiction that you have. Your love for this person is like an addiction. They're like your drug, you know? You feel like you need them. But once you get through that 1 month of that heartache, you pick yourself up, you accept and acknowledge that this is your new life. And I promise you, you will start creating the best life and your best self. I promise you. I do not regret a single decision other than I wish I left sooner. And that's a hand to God truth. Because the PTSD that I have now is so instilled into my brain where sometimes I'm like, Brittany, it's not even real. It doesn't exist anymore. It's out of your life. Why are you focusing on it? Don't be like me. Don't spend that many years where you let it consume you 3 years later. Don't be like that. And don't keep going back and thinking that you're going to see progress. I did it for 11 years, 10, 11 years, okay? When I was in therapy at the domestic violence place, they told me, at the time, this was years ago, that the girls go back 7 times on average. 7 times. This was years ago, 3 years ago at least, probably 5 years ago, when I was in the hardcore therapy and domestic violence. I can't imagine what it is now. It's probably at like 15 because girls just get dumber. We don't need to be like that. We need to lift each other up. Let me be a model to you. Let me sponsor your thoughts. Let me transform you and make you realize that you can do this. God gave you the strength inside of you. He knew the journey that you were going to walk. He placed that person in your life for a reason. And he's removing that person out of your life for a separate reason. Okay? Each serving a purpose for your life and your child's life if you have a child and the mix, which makes it all the more important to leave. Your child doesn't deserve that. They deserve to have a safe place. They deserve to have security, serenity, a place that they feel stability at. Love, comfort, joy, laughter. That's what should be their home life. So please consider everything that I'm saying. Let go of him. As always, I love you.